Hey guys, welcome to another Your Next 24 Hours timeless reading. For today, we are going to be doing the pick a card style, which is a lot of fun. Probably the most popular type of tarot reading on YouTube. I know that I consume a lot of them myself. So welcome. Our focus today is going to be on our shadow side, our shadow self. So I have 3 piles here for you to choose from. Each of them has been topped with an amethyst. I chose to use the same crystal on all 3. When I'm watching other people's readings and they've got 3 different crystals or 4 different crystals, however many piles they're doing that day, sometimes I'm choosing based on the crystal just because I like the color. So I thought I would take some of that out of the equation for you and let you just pick hopefully connect with your intuition and the psychic energy that does come with the amethyst and being drawn to your pile. So the 3 piles that we have today, the first one is the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. The second is the Tarot of the Divine. And the third is the Best Wishes to You Original Sun Tarot, which looks amazingly like the Rider-Waite to me. You'll see it when we start using these cards. I'm not sure why it's not considered a Rider-Waite deck as opposed to just, like a clone of a Rider-Waite deck, because literally the cards look identical to me. But, if you guys see this and you notice certain differences, let me know. Just drop it in the comments. Be like, oh, Sean, here's what the big difference between the deck that you have is and the Rider-Waite decks are. I would be very, very interested to know. If you feel drawn to more than one deck, as I'm sure you've heard other readers say, that is perfectly fine. There may be messages for you in each of the decks. Sometimes it can be that you pick one deck, you get some information, but another deck clarifies it. So you can pick 1, 2, or 3 if you want. You can watch all 3. The timestamps will be in the description box as well as the first comment of this video. So enjoy the silence, connect with your higher self, connect with your spirit guides, connect with your intuition, ask it all to lead you, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so I'm taking your amethyst and I'm going to put it right here so that it stays connected with us for the reading. And I am going to do the shuffling process in front of you so that your energy can be part of the arrangement of these cards today. I do want to make sure you know that I will not be reading reversals for today's reading. And I will only be getting clarifiers when I feel that I need more information than what we are, we got our first contender, than what we are naturally receiving. Oh, and the second. Okay, so these are these go very well together. Look at that. So we have, let me put this in a way that you can see it better. Or is it actually better if I bring it down? I think it's actually better if I bring it down. Yes. And then we can push it up if we do end up going with clarifiers today. So I don't think we're going to need clarifiers for this one because there seems to me to be uniformity in the message that you're receiving, right? These two go together. We have Yasigi here on the left, and her message to you is live out loud. And then we have Nundi here on the right, whose message is truth. And when you put these two together, it seems to me that you are struggling with feeling comfortable showing your real self, your true self, your authentic self to other people. Now, whether that is that you are, in fact, actually, you know what I feel as though it's not just that you have that problem at work or that you just had that problem in your romantic life, but it is it's an overwhelming problem. And the reason why I feel that very strongly actually is because it's the same message on both of the cards, right? They both have to do with the same thing, really fully being present, really fully being you and authentically representing yourself. So your shadow side is your real you. Your shadow side that you are being encouraged by your guides to include more in your life is what you really think, what you really feel, what you really want to say. Sometimes we struggle with that because of fear of other people's responses. Sometimes we struggle with it because we've been criticized or shamed for who we were. But you're being encouraged by your guides today to not fear that any longer, to know that you have the right to your truth and you have the right to be fully present, to let us all experience the fullness of who you are. It's not only going to bring you relief and joy, but you're going to bring joy to others because of the magic that is you, that which is within you. When you are not living fully, when you are not being your authentic self, you're depriving the people in your life, again, whether it's your personal life or in your career life, you're depriving us of the magic that is you, of the wonder that is you, of the gift that is you. Also, I'm getting that there are parts of yourself that you actually even hide from you. There are things that you want to try to do, or you have a desire to do or experience that you feel that you don't have the right to do. And so it's got you living small instead of living fully, instead of living out loud and really enjoying your life, making the most of your life, fully experiencing your life, having more joy in your life. You're keeping yourself small. You're keeping yourself from you're quieting yourself. You are muting your experience of life. So, for some of you, it might sometimes feel as though you're having your life in black and white, right? That you're just going through the motions, that you're just, living by the book or living status quo or whatever, that there are no pops of color in your life, right? And so these cards, look how vibrant they both are, first of all. They're both like extraordinarily vibrant cards. But this one here in particular that says live out loud on it, they are dancing. There is fire in this moment. That is available to you too. When you let yourself try and experience the things that you right now are keeping yourself from experiencing, it's when you keep yourself from doing that, you're denying yourself the colorful experience that your life can be. Colorful meaning there are many, many, many things that you can experience, right? A palette of experiences, a full palette of experiences, a bright and joyous life. So that's on this side. And then here, what I'm getting is that if you are true to what you really want, and if you bring truth into your existence, not just in dealing with others, which we talked about already, but also when dealing with yourself, it's going to bring you peace. Look how peaceful this card is. So again, it is very vibrant. There's orange, there are many shades of orange. So again, that idea of fire, the element of fire, passion is a part of it, but there's also like just some serenity, right? And then also we have here, see, there's this reflection of herself there. So yeah, absolutely, you guys. That is your message from your spirit guides for today, that your shadow self has historically been your real self, and you're being invited and encouraged to let that self out of the box, bring it into the light, and let yourself fully experience you. And as you let yourself fully experience you, let others fully experience you too. Okay, you guys, thank you. Bye. See you next time. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So I am going to shuffle your cards before we get started so that your energy can be a part of the preparation process. And you can see that I've put your amethyst right over here on the side so that its energy can also be incorporated in the reading that we are about to experience together. I'm very excited to do this. I just finished pile number 1. of course. And oh man, we got some great information in that one. If you felt drawn to both piles when you were deciding at the top of this video, and you were torn between pile 1 and pile 2, after you finish with this one, you should probably go and check out pile 1, because I think there's a very important message for you there. Look at me making a mess of these cards. Let me try that again. So, there's so many cards in these decks. Sometimes I like to just separate them in half and shuffle them that way, and then bring them all together. That way we get a nice thorough shuffle. All right, just so you know, I will not be doing reversals for this, and I will only be asking for clarifiers if I feel that we need additional information other than what I initially get from the first spread from this deck. Are you all ready? Let's do it. We have 1. We are looking at your shadow side today, and 2. All right. And we'll put that right there. So the first card we drew is the 9 of Coins. And the second card we drew is the Judgment card. And you can tell I'm already pushing these up because I'm like, I think we're going to need some clarifiers on this one. Let's see what's coming here. What message do we have for group number 2 about their shadow side? Got it. Thank you. Thank you. So these two work together, group number 1. And it's quite an interesting message, while at the same time, not an uncommon one. And it has to do with your feelings around money. So your shadow side, your shadow self, is you feel that it is wrong to have too much money, which means on some level you also feel that it's wrong to have too much. Abundance is something that you are uncomfortable with. The idea of abundance, you feel as though if you have too much, it's keeping other people from having what they need. And what your spirit guides want you to know is, number 1, that's not true. And number 2, the fact that you secretly hold this belief, because again, it's your shadow side. You secretly hold this belief. That's what's keeping you from having as much as you need. If you have a tendency to feel like you give far more than you receive, in all things, not just in money, but if you feel that in your relationships, for instance, in your associations, at your job, you do, and then you get a little bit back. Like in your relationships, right? You do everything, and then you get breadcrumbs for love. Or in your work environment, you go above and beyond. You're doing long days. You're even helping other people with their work, but someone else gets the promotion. Or even in your finances, you're earning. Maybe you're even earning a lot, right? But your output is more than what you're bringing in. Something always comes up to make you have to spend more money than would be like your normal monthly budget. And it exhausts your funds. Any of those things or anything like them, these are happening because you secretly have a belief that it is wrong for you to have more than you need. And so because you have the belief, the judgment that it is wrong to have more than you need, as you start getting more and more, even before you hit the point of having what you need, as you start creeping closer to having what you need, what that tells your spirit and tells your brain is that you're going to get close to having, once you have what you need, you're going to get close to having more than you need. And you can't have that happen. Your mind won't let you do that. Your spirit won't let you do that. So you start pulling something. You do something that makes it pull back the amount that the universe wants to give you. They want to give you more. Your spirit guides want you to have everything you need and more than you need, right? I I was watching a few weeks ago, I watched Ricky Gervais. Nope. Yes. It was Ricky Gervais' most recent comedy special. And whatever you might feel about him, I hope this doesn't turn you off from the message that you're supposed to get today. But I love Ricky Gervais. He cracks me up. But one thing I kept noticing that he said over and over, that you don't hear rich people say a lot, but is true, which is, I can buy anything that I want. He kept saying that in some way, shape, or form. He would say either that he could buy anything that he wanted, or he could afford anything, that he had more money than he could ever spend. And I took that from him and decided to start saying that out loud about myself, even though, especially at the time, it was not yet true. It's still not quite true, but I'm getting closer, and it's only been a few weeks. I definitely am not having the experience anymore of not having what I need or not having enough. So I feel called to share that with you so that you can use that mantra. I use it as a mantra for yourself, whether it's that you use it offhandedly throughout your day, or you use it as a mindful meditation. You just have it playing in your head, ruminating in your head over and over as you go throughout your day, replacing whatever negative self-talk might actually normally be there. Or if you want to use it with intention in the morning before you start your day, or use it with intention in the evening before you go to sleep, or meditate on the thought as you fall asleep at night. Like, there's so many ways for you to take this and make it your new mindset. I have more money than I need, or I have more money than I could possibly spend, or something that helps you open up to the idea, whatever's going to be the right wording for you. Because if you are not able to accept it psychologically or psychically or emotionally, spiritually, then it's not going to work for you. So find, if it's just about needing permission, say you grew up in a household where you were taught not to want anything, not to ask for anything, not to want too much, know that you have permission. Your guides are telling me to tell you, you have permission to have. You have permission to want. Want comes before have. You have permission to receive. You have permission to believe that you can have more than you need, more than you currently have. So find a way to make a mantra that will vibrate with you at this juncture right now. And you can level it up later. Like, once you start feeling really comfortable with that level of the mantra, then you can make it even bigger, right? So maybe in the beginning, it can just be, I have permission to have more money than I need. And by putting that word permission in it, you are no longer speaking, but you won't be speaking something that is objectively, the opposite of the truth that you're currently living. So if you currently are living a truth where you don't have enough, or you don't have more than you need, by just throwing that word permission in the middle of it, okay, it still has the right vibration to help you start having more. But at the same time, you're not saying a lie, or what your brain might perceive as a lie. And that is, I have permission to have more money than I need. And the reason why I make that distinction of that your brain might perceive as a lie is because you do have more money than you need. You just don't have it in the physical realm yet, but it is there for you. It's just about getting your vibration to align with the places that it's going to be coming from, or getting your vibration to align with the behaviors that are going to help you, keep the money when you get it. Because again, what I said earlier, some people, you're making it, but it's just going out faster than it's coming in, or it's going out in larger amounts than it's coming in. That's what I struggled with for a long time. Money was coming in, but it was coming in these trickle amounts, these small amounts. But what I had to pay out for things like just my living expenses, or if I treated myself to something, which I didn't do a whole lot at the time, right? But the needs for money that went out were larger. The amount that went out was substantively larger than what was coming in. Okay, so that is your message for this afternoon, group 2, that your shadow self is the belief or the judgment against having money. The judgment against having money. And now that you are aware of it, it may be that you didn't even realize you had that judgment, hence shadow self. So now that you are aware of it, you can start taking some steps, like bring that part of you into the light. See it, welcome it, say, hello, I kind of love you. I love you because you were part of me, but I have no need for you anymore. So I'm setting you free. I'm setting this judgment free. And my new belief is I have permission to have more money than I need. All right. I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Again, if you feel that there was a draw for you in one of the other piles, feel free to check that out too. In the meantime, I wish you a great week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. I am triply excited to be doing your reading right now because each one of the ones that came before I did them in order. So I did, pile number 1 and then I did pile number 2. And each time I feel that there's so much coming through and I'm excited to share these messages with you guys. So, before I yammer on any more than that, let me just put your amethyst right over here so we can incorporate its energies into our reading this afternoon. And, no, please know that I am not reading reversals for this pick a card today. I'm not reading reversals. And also, I am not going to ask for clarifiers unless the message coming through with the initial spread is one where I need more information. Okay. So, we'll see what happens. Just doing a quick little shuffle here. Oh my good. Oh, okay. So we have your 2 cards. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, there will be no need for clarifiers. Oh, and I feel this in my stomach. There is a charge on this one, you guys. Whew. I feel it. I need to take a quick breath. Because some of y'all are not going to like this message. So, your shadow self, love, marriage, and parenthood, your ability to successfully have your own family. Now, this message is coming through in 2 different ways, which may be why I felt it so strongly. So for some of you, it's that, oh, my stomach. Sorry, I'm not trying to put negative energy on your reading. It's not negative. It's just that I feel that your guides are saying, really pay attention here. There's something very, very important for at least one of you in this today. So really pay attention to what is being said. For some of you, it is a fear that you will never meet someone, that you will never get married and have a family of your own, that you will never be a parent. So, the Empress, she represents divine femininity and she represents motherhood. The message is still there, whether you're male or female, okay? Whether you genetically are able to have children or not, to give birth to them, to carry them to term. This is not just about motherhood. It's about fatherhood as well today in this reading right now. It is about a concern that you will never ever get to marry and have children of your own, that you'll never get to bring a life into this world, that you will never get to nurture that life, that child, that you are somehow unfitting or unworthy for that. Okay, so that's what's lurking underneath for you. That's what your shadow side is. And so at the core of that is a feeling of unworthiness, unworthiness for a family of your own. For others of you, the message is coming through as that you secretly don't want it, right? So it's not that you want it, but you fear you can't have it, but you secretly don't want it. Now, you may already be in a marriage. You may already have children. You may be carrying a child that has not not been born yet. But for you guys, the message is, before I get to what the message is, but for right now, it's just that your shadow side that's showing is that you don't want to have a family of your own. You don't want to be married. You don't want to have children. This one's going to be a little bit slower, possibly a little bit longer than the first two. So if you watched either of the first two and now you're watching this third reading, be patient with me on that. And it's because of the fact that we have two different sets of very strong shadows showing. And so the message for you about that shadow is going to be, there's going to be two different ones. It's going to be different for each set of people. So for those of you who feel as though you will never have that, the guidance, can I have some information about the guidance for them, please? What guidance do you have for those who feel you are worthy? You are worthy of having a family of your own, and you can have a family of your own if you allow yourself to remember there are many ways to make a family. And also remember that marriage is a possibility for you. For some of you, you're feeling like it's not because of the partner that you currently have. There is something that you are feeling from that partner that is, you are getting the message, even if they're not saying it out loud, that they don't want that, right? So if it could be that y'all are watching this together right now, and one of you, is part of the collective that feels like they can't have it, and the other one of you is part of the collective that feels like they don't want it. And y'all are sitting right there with each other right now in this moment, side-eyeing each other, right? So for those of you who want it but feel like you'll never have it, the message from your spirit guides is you can have it. You can have it. But you have to actively make the choices for yourself. And sometimes those choices are letting go of others. Sometimes the choice is to change how you view what it looks like. But as long as you're living, I love that. But as long as you're living, you can marry. There is no age limit on that. There is no cap. There are people who meet their one later in life or late in life. There are people who are married early in life. They are married to a person with whom they have a tumultuous, unhappy, or boring, or stagnant, or otherwise unfulfilling marriage for decades, but they stay because they have children to raise, right? And then now they share friends and their lives are each other and they don't know how to not be together. And then one day one of them dies because they've gotten old. And then the one that's left on the earth is freed and meets new people and then meets the love of their life in their old age, and they're old together and they have this love together. That is a possibility. So for those of you who feel like it is something that you can't have, that you're not allowed to have, your spirit guides want you to know there's no such thing as not allowed to have. And especially when it comes to love, you are allowed to have the marriage that you want. You are allowed to have the family that you want for yourself. You just might have to shift how you think about that. Now, for the other part of the collective, those of you who feel that you just don't want that. And I'm going to share this with you about myself really quickly. I've always known that I didn't want to have children. It's just not a desire that I had ever. When I was in elementary school, I would think in terms of possibly adopting one day, when the other little girls in the neighborhood and I were talking about, we're going to have a little baby, I'm going to have a girl, I'm going to have a whatever. For me, I never wanted to give birth. I always knew I didn't want to give birth. And then as I got older, my mom, who did everything right, the way that you're supposed to, the way that traditionally we were told to do things. My mother got married and her first marriage ended. She got married a second time. I was a product of the first marriage, and then she got married again when I was 4. And at 13, when I was 13, that marriage also ended. And then my mother found herself a single mom. And I am the oldest of her 3 daughters. So my single parent mother needed help. And me being the oldest, I being the oldest was the one that helped her. And I am so much older than my sisters. I'm 6 years older than one of my sisters and 10 years older than the other sisters. So I really stepped in, or not really stepped in because I just wasn't that kid. But a lot was thrust on me to help make my mother's life easier, to help our household run. And I knew then, that's when I knew. I was like, this is balls. Like, I do not want this at all. On no level do I ever want to have the responsibility for other people's lives. So I knew from the age of 13 that I didn't want to be a mother at all. At this point, it was that having children through adoption was not even on the table for me anymore. Okay. That was what I wanted. And I share that with you to let you know that that's okay. Just in case there is just in case there is no one in your life, you might be from a culture where, even though it's 2022, having children is an expectation, whether you're male or female. Maybe it's an expectation, especially if you're female, right? And I want to say to you, and so maybe because of that, you've never gotten the impression, never even been able to hold the perspective that not having children, that not continuing the bloodline, that not, sowing a new generation was possible, but it is. You have the right to make that choice. This is your life. And so your shadow side is that you're hiding that from people. And as long as you're hiding that from people, you are not going to be able to live the life that fully serves you here now. You have a life to live. It is yours. And what you do with it is your decision. And how you experience it is going to be based on the choices you make. So if you're one of those people who doesn't feel like you want to get married and have a family, but you don't feel that that's okay, your spirit guides want me to tell you right now that that is okay. And you might need to make a change about a change. If possible, you might need to make a change of who you're interacting with and who you're sharing with. If all your friends are from the same social group or socioeconomic group or same culture that holds the belief that you have to do this, maybe get yourself some additional friends for support and to hang out with and have fun with who hold the belief that you hold. There's a website, I believe, called Childless by Choice. I think I remember hearing about that years ago. Check it out. And find yourself some friends there. Because especially it might not even be that you're getting societal pressure from your culture or from your, peers. It could just be the fact that you have not gotten married yet because you haven't felt like you wanted to. You also haven't had children, but you and your friends keep getting older, right? And they're doing that. They are getting married. They are having children. And as time goes on, what they have free time to do is different. Like, you may not have time. They may not have the time to spend with you in the same way they used to. Their interests are different. Their values are different. You cannot have children and not have your values change. If you're a good parent, let me rephrase that. There are some people who their values never change, even though they've had children. But for a lot of people, they have children and what's important to them changes. And so you might be finding that you and your best friends aren't even speaking the same language anymore. You share with them the things that you've experienced recently that you've enjoyed, and they might make some snide comment because they don't have that kind of free time or they don't have that kind of additional money, no expendable income, right? Or it could just be that they don't get why it's so important to you. It might not even be about something enjoyable that you've done. It might be about promotion at work or whatever, but their head is somewhere else right now. And so for you, the message is find another set of friends or another way of being supported. Check out that website, Childless by Choice. It's a great way to meet other people who have chosen the same kind of lifestyle that you've chosen, that you don't want to be a parent, right? And which, again, that's in many cultures, in many societies, that's an odd choice. And so it can get to be lonely as you age, you and your partner age, and you don't have peers to do things with anymore because everyone around you has children and they're doing the kids' birthday parties, which bore the hell out of you, right? You don't want that. So check that out, Childless by Choice. All right, you guys, I hope that you found this message helpful. And again, I want to say this because I feel that there's at least 2 couples out there sitting with each other where one of you is in that group that feels like you'll never be able to have a family a marriage, a spouse or a family of your own. And your partner sitting right beside you is but you really want it. And your partner sitting right there beside you is one of those people that just does not want that. And the guidance that you're being given there is you guys need to go ahead and face that. Face that. And it's time to let each other go. Because you each already know how the other one feels. And also to check out pile number 1's reading. Because there's a message for both of you in that one. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Again, I almost said the timestamps are going to be in the description, but that's not what I meant to say because I said that earlier and you've already picked your timestamps. But if you are looking for one of the other readings, then yes, refer to the description, refer to the first comment. But yes, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you want to share what you got from your reading today and how it resonated for you, please put it in the comments. Not only would I love to hear it, but you might be an inspiration to others and help them face their shadow side as well. This is your next 24 hours. Something is going to come up for you in the next 24 hours regarding the shadow side. So be aware. Bye.